Welcome to Backyard Family Fun, the podcast from Pride Pools, Spas, and Leisure Products. In Claxton and Savannah, Georgia, celebrating 50 years serving our community, this family-owned business has spent decades helping create memories that last a lifetime. Whether you're a pool owner, a spa lover, or just looking to turn your outdoor space into a true retreat, we've got you covered right here on the Backyard Family Fun podcast. And as a crazy awesome deal for our Backyard Family Fun podcast fans, you get 10% off anything inside either location in Claxton and Savannah, excluding pools, hot tubs, or saunas when you mention the podcast. That's all you have to do. Go and visit the Claxton or Savannah Pride pools, mention the podcast, and get 10% off. Now that's a reason to celebrate. Welcome back to Backyard Family Fun. I'm Dee Daniels, and on this episode, sitting down with Alex Smith, and we are very excited to be recapping some of the previous episodes we've had together in this first season for Backyard Family Fun. We're at the Claxton location right now, and we're very excited to be here. We actually, Alex, if you remember, started the season in the Claxton, and now we're getting ready to end the season here, wrapping it up in Claxton as well. So
what a season!
What a season! Yeah, we really have had such a wonderful series of conversations, really about so many things. I'd love to start off talking about, just how important it is to, if you're in the area, to come in and just ask every question you can. It's really customer focused here at Pride Pools. And I think that shows in the fact that it's 50 years strong.
You're absolutely right, Dee. Thank you for having me again. Mm-hmm. It's always fun to talk to you. And we I think between the two of us talking, I think we learn from one another in time about how things work. But, it's customer service is a foundation, and it's part of our culture here at Pride Pools. Our dad started that culture, 50 years ago, and we've tried to continue on with the legacy. And it's at the end of the day, am I going to say that we got everybody satisfied? Absolutely not. I'll be lying to you and everyone out there. However, we certainly will try our best to get the customer satisfied. Doesn't really matter what it's about, if it's service or retail or new construction. We've been blessed to have a lot of resources, and we got great people, great staff, great key people that's been with us for a very long time to continue the legacy of that company culture. And customer service has always been a foundation. It's part of what we do. The acronym of PRIDE, as you know, personalized service, readiness to serve, intelligent product knowledge, dedication, and, enthusiasm to go the extra mile. And that last one, enthusiasm to go the extra mile, is, if you bring in a water sample and you got questions about your pump or your filter, you may have a question about the printout of your water sample. However, you may have a question about the mechanic part of the pool. And everyone here is diverse enough to understand how the pump and filter system works. That's a basic formality of hydraulics. And if they have a question, if the customer has a question and it's not related to the water test, that's okay.
Yeah.
Just ask a question related to the pool. And if it's not related to the pool, you can ask the question. We might can have an answer for you. But the main thing is we will have an answer. So if it's an issue with the pump or the filter, or you just have a question about how to operate your sand filter, everyone here has been cross-trained. Mm-hmm. And everybody understands, they've been out to a pool site.
Right.
Everyone has seen how a new pool is built. And once you start seeing that foundation of a new construction pool, about all the plumbing and how the skimmer is placed and the returns and how, there's method to the madness, I promise you. At the end of the day, we understand that when it's finished, it's a pride pool. And, we tried to brand our pools. It's a unique way, but we certainly can tell you anytime I walk up to a pool, whether we built it or not, we'll be able to tell you whether we did or did not build it. But because that's just how we are as a company, we have certain, I won't say trademarks, but we have a certain way of building and certain specs that we can look at when we profile a backyard with the pool, and we can determine whether or not we installed that pool or not. Had a customer that came into the store yesterday. I think it was about 10 years ago. I sold him the pool, and I went up to him and I said his name.
Oh, wow.
And not only did I say his name, but I knew the size pool. And then I didn't know his address, but I knew the subdivision he lived in.
Oh, wow.
And he was very surprised.
Yes.
And
impressed, I'm sure.
He was, and that was not my intent. My intent was to say, hi, thank you for coming in. Thank you for continuing to do business with us.
Absolutely.
And that was my intent. And by the way, while I'm talking to him, I had to let him know what pool we installed for him. He knew that, but he was like, how did you know all that? I guess that's the engagement that I have.
Yeah.
And we try to have everybody. It's hard to be that committed on every single transaction.
Right.
But that's part of our culture here. We want you to, while you're here and you're talking to a customer, be engaged. Mm-hmm. Be engaged with that conversation. And there's a difference because the customer will know.
Yeah.
The customer understands if you're being superficial about it or if you truly are sincere and you mean well with your statements or your questions or your answers, because homeowners are that way.
Yeah,
absolutely. They kind of think customer service today is very challenging. So with the internet and all the information out there, they sometimes have a tendency to know more than you.
Right. We are in the world of AI and things.
That's true.
Google
That's right.
And all the things where, we all think we've got all the answers in our pocket. And sometimes those aren't the right answers for our particular situation.
That's true.
Which is what I love about being able to come in and really talk to you guys one-on-one about everything. We do appreciate our listeners sending in questions about certain episodes. And since you brought this subject up just a moment ago, I want to throw this question out there. It's about sand filters you were talking about.
Okay.
And we've gone into depth in some of these episodes really about the filters and different types and all of that. This particular question, interested to see your answer on this. My sand filter's pressure gauge is really high, and my water flow is slow. What's the routine maintenance step maybe that I should take to fix this?
So that's a good question, I guess. So if your pressure gauge is truly working correctly, kill the switch to the pump and be sure the needle falls to zero. Sometimes the needle can get stuck on these pressure gauges, and it not giving you a false reading intentionally. It's just that you want to be certain that you're getting the correct reading off the pressure gauge, because sand filters, they really truly work best when they're dirty. So pressure, the more pressure you have on the filter, believe it or not, the better it's filtering the microns and all that fine sediment out of the pool water. So that's a misconception sometimes people may have. Like, I need to keep the filter as clean as possible by backwashing it and rinsing it all the time. If I got the sand and they're very clean, then my pool's going to be clean.
Right.
That's the exact opposite. That is not how that works. So, and again, if you are trying to Google the information and looking for it, in Southeast Georgia in June, it has a tendency to get warm.
Yep.
And, you got to be sure that pump's running. So we highly recommend 24 hours, 7 days a week, and you're going to have a whole lot less trouble with the pool. But back to the pressure gauge on the sand filter. So be certain the needle's working correctly.
Yeah.
And then if it's not, we have them here, less than $10, I think. You can do it yourself, unthread it, thread a new one back in. But so once you go through a process of backwashing and rinsing, and then you go back to your filter mode, And that's your basic standard mode that you run the pump in all the time, and the filter is in the filter mode. See where your needle stops at of the pressure gauge. So it may stop at 8, it may stop at 12. So once you go through a thorough cleaning of the sand in the filter, and then you turn the pump back on and got it on a filter position, and the needle reads about 10, then that is your normal operating pressure. Okay? So now
you have something to work with.
Now you got something to work with. So that right there, so if your pressure is 10, and then in a few days it's 11, that's okay.
Yeah.
A few more days, it's 15. That's okay.
Right.
So 8 to 10 pounds above normal pressure reading, in this case, my math serves me correctly, be 18. Mm-hmm. So 18 to 20 pounds PSI on the pressure gauge is when you would go through a process of cleaning the sand in the filter. And cleaning the sand in the filter is a backwash and rinsing is
right.
what that means. So just know the filter water inside most filter tanks runs down, and it works its way through the sand bed, and it catches all those microns and all that cloudy water, and then it comes back through. There's a center pipe, so it goes through that, through the laterals, back up through your center pipe, back out to the pool.
Right.
So it went through 300 pounds of sand. So you ask yourself, well, does all the water, I got 20,000 gallons in my pool. How do I know that all that water gets filtered through that tank?
Ooh, yeah.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah.
The only way you will know is it runs 24 hours a day.
Ah.
So let the pump run. We, on a hydraulic level, we size our equipment, what I mean by the pump and filter and the plumbing, when we do installation, we size it for a 6-hour turnover rate. Standard is 8 hours. So if you let your pool run 24 hours a day, technically you're only turning over 20,000 gallons of water 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
So 3 times. So that's not a lot. But then, you got a heavy bather load, and you got the rain, and then you got kids, and you got people in and out the pool, and it's 102 degrees.
And those kids are dirty.
I
don't care who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. They're jumping in and out, jumping in and out. That's
are.
right. So all of a sudden, it's like, my pool's turned cloudy. Mm-hmm. Well, are you running the pump?
Yeah.
So run the pump. Promise you, that's going to be the cheapest electricity you'll ever spend.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have no interest in the power companies around here. We have no interest in to do anything related to the electrical side of it. We just want the customer to be happy. At the end of the day, we want crystal clear blue water.
That's right.
I mean, that's
right.
the bottom result of everything that we do here. And if they got crystal clear blue water, you're going to jump into that.
No, absolutely.
If it's like severely cloudy, I can't see the bottom, kind of green water, no, we don't. We're going to jump into that. I wouldn't jump into that. So how do you rectify that? Well, a water sample, bring into us. We can certainly get a head start on it. But just remember, everyone, this is very, very important. Very important. And I promise you, we have no connection to Georgia Power or any of the co-op power companies out there. But take the clips, take the off clips off of your pump. So every time, a lot of your pools that we build have timers.
Yeah.
And so they'll let it run like 12 on and 12 off, like let it run during the day and off at night. So vice versa in the winter. So, but that's winter time. You're not using the pool. So we recommend in the winter, of course, 12 on and 12 off. However, during the summer months, start about April, late April, early May, and run all the way past your Labor Day.
Yeah.
At least into September. And then at the end of September, you can cut your timer back to 12 on and 12 off. But for right now, you'll find out that pump is designed to run 24 hours a day, and it's designed to be in the heat. It can take the punishment. That's what those pumps are designed to do.
Absolutely.
So let it run, and you'll be amazed because by your pump running, so now you're recirculating in the pool. Your water's recirculating. You're filtering, as long as you got the valve on filter position, and you're sanitizing, providing you have an inline chlorinator or a feeder or something feeding the pool. So there's the three things you get by letting the pump run. So, and of course skimming. I mean, if you recirculating is part of your skimming. So that skimmer, that thing that you see on the side of the pool, that's got that basket in it.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't let the pump run that much, any debris that gets blown in there will fall to the bottom. And why don't you want the skimmer to catch it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I don't want to
Right.
be diving down in there and looking at fishing leaves and stuff out. So let that pump run. The skimmer will catch your surface debris, and what does fall to the bottom, the automatic pool cleaner will get the other
That's
part.
right.
So, man, we don't. I promise you, I don't really think I've had my pool for 35 years. Well, see, I've been this August. I'll be married 35, so it's a couple years. So 33 years we've had the pool, and I've never manually vacuumed it.
Oh my goodness!
And I have no intentions to.
That sounds perfect.
Yes,
that sounds perfect.
I mean, a pool should be fun.
Yeah,
not work.
That's right.
Who wants to be out there pushing a pole? 110-degree heat. That kind of gets old fast.
No doubt.
Real quick.
No doubt about it.
So that's a long version of the pressure gauge.
Yeah. That's all right. Good question, by the way. So we enjoy getting your questions. We've got some great episodes that we were able to sit down with Alex about, and one of those that was a big fan favorite was hydrotherapy and wellness when it comes to just looking at the benefits of pools and spas. And your health. I mean, there are so many benefits. And I want to talk first about pools because one of the things I see people walk in, Savannah location of Pride Pools, Claxton location of Pride Pools, they walk in and they get wowed by that swim spa.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that for those who might not be familiar with how big they really are and cool. How cool they are.
They are. And, a lot of customers may not have the space, and that's really what that's about.
That's right.
So you crane it in if that's what it takes to put it in the backyard, but you just need and we got what they call the spa pads. If you don't have a concrete pad, we have spa pads that you could assemble together to set this swim spa on temporarily until you get a pad poured.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to wait if you have interest. So the swim spa, that's exactly what it is, swim spa. It's incredibly diverse because of the swim against the current. So you can create resistance they call current with the pump system that you have in there. And you can walk against it, swim against it. But boy, it's an amazing hydrotherapy that you're getting with that. And that is pretty cool because a lot of times people that's into fitness or wellness, that is perfect. They can tether themselves. There's just so many different aquatic exercises, and there's so many different devices out there that we have that you can use to give you that resistance when you're in the water. I mean, being in the water, just period, medically, especially if you have issues with joints or shoulder, knee, back. I don't know of any medical professional that would not say that it's bad for you. And they will tell you that it's absolutely great for you. Anytime you can get into water and move around and just that little bit of resistance makes a really big difference on the wellness of the person. It just makes you, it makes you feel better. And overall, if you really get into the fitness side of it, there's so many different features that you can put with that swim spa to really stay in great shape.
Yeah.
And so that's the swim side of it. Now you got the spa side of it. And on one end, you have seats and you have a heater if you want to use the heater for the swim spa. But it's hot water hydrotherapy. Hot water therapy is even better.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I don't know of any physical therapist that would say, don't do that.
Yeah.
That they highly endorse using any type of hydrotherapy. But when you bring in the hot water hydrotherapy into it, that just, just saying it makes me feel good.
That's right. Yeah.
It really is an amazing thing. I've had, and this is a true story. My mother-in-law, she had a knee replacement not long ago, and she was having issues with the range of movement. And she, I don't know if scar tissue built up or what it may be, but I've had my share of surgeries, so I kind of understand about scar tissue and therapy and things like that. But so her knee was not, bending correctly after the surgery. Well, lo and behold, they started doing hydrotherapy, hot water hydrotherapy. And today she had it done, I think October, November last year. And everything is fine today.
Wow.
And so within just a couple months after she had the surgery is when it's kind of started having issues with the scar tissue. And then so the hydrotherapy, right there, I mean, that's a proven fact.
Absolutely.
Right there and within my family that it's very effective. So, it's very beneficial. Some people don't really connect wellness and the swim spa together. They just kind of think it's a cool thing. It's like, well, look, I don't have the space, but I can swim, and then I can also have a spa. And that's the best of all worlds if you have interest in a spa, and you don't have the space for a pool. So, and you can take it with you. So you set it down, and we got the 13-foot, 15-foot length. I mean, they're good size, but you can move them.
Yeah.
They're not permanently installed.
Yeah.
So, but people will put them in the backyard, and you can kind of landscape it to make it blend with the yard and the backyard and kind of give you that look of a permanent installation. And really, if you think about it, swimming in a swim spa, it's going to be just like you're in your pool, because with the current and the amount of hydrotherapy that you get from those therapy pumps, it's going to give you like a lot more than the pool will give.
Oh, yeah.
And the pool, you have to make yourself give that resistance. Here, you just hit a button, and here comes the resistance. So a lot of people will use it for like just walking against the current.
Oh, definitely.
That's pretty amazing.
Great
right there.
exercise.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they come with the very nice Naugahyde cover, and the cover is it's a hard cover, so it keeps debris and stuff out. But it's really neat because they're deep enough where you think you're in a pool, but just shallow enough where, I mean, you can get in there and do some aquatic sports or something. And it really is a very diverse product. They we got two different brands that we've been using. So the manufacturers that we started using really have improved and done some other things and added some features to a particular model. So we have them on the showroom. Yep, we have them in the store. So if you have interest, certainly come in and check it out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is something. And they're not like crazy price. They're very affordable.
Yeah.
A lot of people think they're just, 40, 50,000, but no, they're not. They're not. We have them 25, I think 20 to 30 roughly, and you can get you a very nice one because it's a pool and a spa.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew somebody who had a little place downtown Savannah, and there just was not room for a pool.
Perfect
and
place.
They got a swim spa, and I mean, just changed their life, and just said,
wow.
It's totally different.
Yeah.
But they were able to have this pool, in this size yard. And have all the therapeutic benefits, and have a spa in the same, in the same
that's
thing.
Remarkable. That
really
is remarkable.
is quite something.
That is a true fact. You are telling a true story of someone that and that's a life-changing event in someone's.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you and the wellness, that's the wellness side of it, because a lot of people don't realize. You got kids and they get home from school, or maybe you just got off work and you jump in. And like right now, my water is 90 degrees.
Yeah.
90. My pool water is 90 degrees.
We've got some hot sun going on these days.
We do. But man, when the sun goes down, and you kind of got this breeze, and it's not cool, not cold, but it's just a little breeze. So when you get out of the pool, oh, it's just refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like that. Okay, where have you been all my life? That's the feeling you have. It's like, why have I been doing this all the time?
That's right.
That's the results that you'll get.
Yeah.
And ironically, I was just in the pool last night, and it's been, I don't know, it's been a few weeks since I've been in it. But my wife said, I think I'm going to just go jump in. I says, well, when I get home, I'm just going to fall in because I was pretty exhausted. So it's about before I could reach, I was shedding garment, clothes, and by the time I reached the pool's edge, we live out in the country, so I can do that.
That's right.
So
that's right.
I just fell in.
That's right.
And there's nothing in the
like
world
it.
like that.
Yeah.
There's nothing that
like
you can compare life to if you're able to do that type of enjoyment. And not only did it feel refreshing, but while I was there, I did a few laps. And let me tell you, it is probably one of the best sleep aids that you could ever want.
That's right.
And it's drug-free.
That's right.
Drug-free.
Exactly.
And it's amazing.
That's true. That's
a lot
very
of people
true.
will do that at night. They come home, just jump in. Nothing, you don't have to exert yourself a lot, but just get in and cool off.
Mm-hmm.
And do a few laps or walk around the pool a little bit, maybe do some water volleyball game. Nothing major. And then all of a sudden you find yourself a little tired.
Yeah.
And then
fully
you sleep
relaxed.
So, it just really, overall, the wellness side of it is a lot of people forget about that because they're kind of looking for the end game, meaning that check out my backyard. Check out, we have a lot of cool family fun here. Sure, but at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve? You're trying to keep up, with the neighbors, or some people will do that and they want a trophy and they want award-winning whatever.
Right.
And we've done that.
Yeah.
We have done that,
Yeah.
Dee. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you had the resources to make that happen, we've had people. I've had customers sit down right in front of me and says, I want to be clear right now. I will not be using the pool. However, I do want to let you know that the next door neighbors, I want you to show. I'm going to show you their pool, and I just want to be certain that it's not like that. It's going to be like this, and that's like, oh, okay. So money's not really the object in that situation, but be transparent about it. You kind of get taken back because people have all kind of motives for a pool. But mainly it's for enjoyment, family, it's to add to the backyard. But in today's world, currently right now in the market of buying and selling homes, if you have a pool in the backyard, I will assure you, you will sell faster. Your home, because it's kind of like what's different. What makes your house different than my house?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, by the way, I got this pride pool in the backyard.
That's right. Value way up.
It does.
Yeah.
So just that alone makes a big difference because if you go back and look at how many pools are with the homes for sale, it's a very small percentage. It's like, it really is frightening. I mean, say if you got 100 homes, I'd be surprised if there's 10 that's got a pool.
That's right.
And that's Southeast Georgia.
Yeah.
And the 110-degree humidity and all right now. It's like,
exactly.
I need a pool.
Yes.
I need to jump in and cool off a little bit. So that really makes a big difference in the backyard. But there's all sorts of reasons people buy their pool, and I think wellness is probably one that I don't know if they start out the gate with that, but they end up with that.
Yeah.
They end up thinking to themselves, "Oh, after using the pool, that really makes me feel better."
Yeah, makes a difference.
And
yeah.
I mean, if you had back surgery, knee or shoulder, whatever it might be, you'll find that the pain is not as severe by using hydrotherapy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not a cure-all, but it certainly can alleviate some of those aches and pains.
It is a help-all. I do know that.
Yeah,
I do know that.
Yeah. I agree with that.
We had so many great conversations with you, Alex, and I just want to invite our listeners to go back and listen to some. We had a really good listener Q&A episode. Also, we had a great episode on automatic cleaners. So much good information that you can find. And we've got one more episode coming up that we're going to be doing next. And we're going to invite your brother to come in. You guys can arm wrestle it out to see who's had the best episodes of season 1. And we're excited to get into that. Of course, we always invite folks to click on the links in the show notes and to go back and listen to any episodes that you missed. Alex, always a really good time sitting down with you.
Awesome day. Thank you, Dee, for everything. I appreciate you a lot.
Let the celebrations continue. The team at Pride Pools is excited to give you a huge anniversary special. Actually, 3 of them. To celebrate 50 years all year long, you can get up to $10,000 in savings on 3 anniversary fiberglass pools. There are 3 sizes to choose from: the backyard size, the family size, and the fun size. How cool is that? So stop by the Claxton or Savannah locations of Pride Pools or go to pridepools.com for more information. Thanks for listening. Come by and meet your local pool and spa experts in Claxton on Highway 280 West or in Savannah on Gateway Boulevard South, or go to pridepools.com. If you love backyard family fun as much as we do, be sure to give us a rating and review and subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. And if you have a question or topic you'd love for us to cover, drop us an email, info@pridepools.com, or tap the links for Facebook or Instagram in the show notes of this episode. We'd love to hear from you. Now let's go make a splash and have some backyard family fun.
Pride Pools, Spas and Leisure.